true, this child died shortly after having received the vaccine. We have a competent authority, Rwanda Food and Drug Authority. They received all the document, all the information from Janssen. They did assess and they decided to grant a conditional approval to the vaccine. We've been partnering with Johnson & Johnson for the last 5-6 years. We are working together on HIV vaccines, but since December 2019, we are also partnering on Ebola vaccine. Yeah, this Ebola vaccination campaign was launched last year in December 2019. It's a program sponsored by the Rwandan Ministry of Health, and it's being implemented in the Western Province, particularly in 2 districts, namely Rubavu and Rusizi. So the Johnson Ebola vaccine is a 2 vaccine regimen that are given 2 months apart. As of end of September, we have so far administered the vaccine to over 92,000 individuals in the 2 districts. Yeah, I think these are very wrong allegations. As I mentioned, we have administered the vaccine to at least 92,000 individuals as of yesterday. During this implementation, we are required by the Ministry of Health, but also by Johnson & Johnson, to report any serious adverse event within 24 hours of being aware of the serious adverse event. What I mean by serious adverse event is any event that may happen after someone has received the vaccine and the events lead, for instance, to hospitalization or death or any other serious injury. The event may be related or not related. As of end of September, we have so far reported 42 serious adverse events to the Rwanda Regulatory Authority. The 42 adverse events were assessed to not be related to the vaccine. Among these 42 serious adverse events, there are 8 cases of death, but none of these cases has been assessed as related to the vaccine. We have worked together, the medical authorities in both Rubavu and Rusizi districts have assessed those cases, and we know the exact cause of death, and none of these deaths can be attributed to the vaccine. This case, as I mentioned, is not related to the vaccine. It's true, this child died shortly after having received the vaccine, but there was an autopsy performed at Gisenyi District Hospital, and the cause of death was assessed and is known, and I can reassure you that it's not at all related to the vaccine. Not a defensive mechanism, because I'm telling you that an autopsy was performed and the cause of death was found, and it's not related to the vaccine. If you allow me, I can ask you a question. Which interest would I have to continue exposing the population if I know that the vaccine is dangerous? I'm a medical doctor. I know that if a drug or a medicine has very serious adverse event to the people who are receiving it, I cannot administer that drug. So I have evidence that the vaccine is safe. It has been proved in all the clinical trials that have been performed so far. It have even proved in this program, as I mentioned, we have administered the vaccine to over 92,000 people. So we have evidence that the vaccine is safe.
How does it
out of how many?
Out of 90, how many?
92,000. And there are other diseases. And as I mentioned, as soon as we are aware of any serious adverse event, we do report immediately to Rwanda Food and Drug Authority. We do report to the Ministry of Health. They have specialists who can assess the accuracy of the report we give to them. And so far there is no concern. I'm not aware of this fact. As I mentioned, the autopsy was performed by a competent. I don't think this has happened. I'm not aware of the fact. The autopsy was independently performed by a pathologist at the Gisenyi District Hospital. No, I think that those allegations are not true. No, I mean, we have a competent authority, Rwanda Food and Drug Authority. They received all the documents, all the information from Janssen. They did assess and they decided to grant a conditional approval to the vaccine. In the meantime, after the Rwanda FDA had granted this approval, the European Medicines Agency has also granted approval for the vaccine to be used in European Union. And as we speak now, the World Health Organization is also analyzing the dossier for granting approval for the vaccine to be used. I think we are competent enough. I mean, we have a competent authority, Rwanda FDA. They are competent. They can assess. They can, when they have all the required information, they can judge and assess. Okay, we can allow this drug or this vaccine to be used.
People?
Not at all. I think the vaccine so far, it has been administered to kids from 1 year old to up to, I don't know, 70, 80 years. The vaccine has been administered to both to HIV positive individuals and HIV uninfected individuals, and really the vaccine is safe. This is what I can tell you. After having observed over 90,000 administrations and having not observed any serious adverse event related to the vaccine, I can reassure you that the vaccine is safe.
Oh.
You have a cancer, let's say a liver cancer, but at the same time you are vaccinated, and a few months later you die, and the doctor says you are dying because of the cancer you have. Why would you attribute this to the vaccine? But for instance, let me give you one example. Yeah. Among the eight cases of death, we have, for instance, one individual who crossed the border, who was in DRC and was shot. Even those similar cases, we are supposed to report them. We are required to report them. Why would you attribute that case? This kid, he was vaccinated together with other family members. The mother was vaccinated the same day. There are at least 3 other kids who were also vaccinated, but unfortunately that one died, and we know the cause of death.
Diarrhea?
We know the cause of death. I want to give you the details because I'm not supposed to. This is a confidential information between the healthcare provider and the family. I cannot give the details without permission from the family.
Okay.
These are not complications related to the vaccine.
Yeah.
Let's say you get vaccinated today, and 2 weeks later, you suffer from malaria. You get malaria, you are admitted into the hospital because of malaria. This is just an example. In this program, even if you are admitted because of malaria, I must document this case and say, is it related to the vaccine? So all those 42 cases were not at all related to the vaccine. There are instances, for instance, of malaria. There are other diseases, but not at all associated with the vaccine. So this means the reason why you are seeing, oh, 42 cases, this is because of the vaccine. No. Even if those people have not been vaccinated, they should have those conditions. They should have got those conditions. For this vaccine, as I mentioned, it's very safe, and I would encourage people to be vaccinated if they are living in those areas. Because today, even if there's no more an outbreak across, on the other side, but any time the outbreak may come back, and we don't know when it will hit.
6,000.
60,000. 60,000.
Yeah.
No, there are some.
So there is a difference of 30,000 people.
It depends on the recruitment rate. If, as of recent, if I have recruited many, if we have administered the vaccine to many people recently, they will have to wait another 2 months to get the second dose. And I can show you the numbers. There are some who are not yet due to come for the second dose.
Why do you think they don't come?
No, they are not yet due to come for the second dose. The time for them has not yet arrived. There are some who have been vaccinated, let them. 1 week, let them. Majority have not yet reached the time to come back for the second dose. But of course, I told you that though, we have some who have been lost. Let's not make it a hot debate. I can give you the evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't say this because you are trying to generalize. The statistics are provided, maybe it's a wrong interpretation of what you are saying. If the 30,000, it doesn't mean that 30,000 have missed their second dose, no. A big proportion of those are not yet due to come for the second dose. When as I said, the current trend, they will come. And we are administering the vaccine, the Pfizer, to over 1,000 people a day. This is to refute your claim that people are afraid of being vaccinated. We are vaccinating over 1,000 people a day. No, what I'm telling you, I think you have a wrong information, or you have a correct information, but you have a wrong interpretation. I'm telling you that people are willing to be vaccinated. I'm telling you that every day people are coming to be vaccinated for both dose 1 and second dose. This is a safe vaccine. This is a vaccine that is protective against Ebola. So I would encourage people to continue to come forward for being vaccinated, particularly in those 2 districts that we are targeting.